Think we're live. Mic check. Hello. Mic check. Mic check. Hello, hello. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Is this thing on? Mic check. Is this thing on? Hello. All right. All right. Enough of me yapping. Hello everyone, welcome back. Let's get into the video. Little bit of a waiting screen, but it looks good. We look like we're ready to go. Let's go. It was buffering. I don't know why it was buffering. It was freaking out all of a sudden, but it looks like it's good now. How are we doing on the audio? I think we're good on the audio. Let me double check. Yes, okay, the audio is turned down just a little bit, but we are good to go. All right, hello everybody, welcome back. Let's talk about Spain versus Argentina. In this stream, what I was thinking about doing is for the next 40 minutes, 50 minutes, hell, sometimes we've gone on for 2 hours with less context and, you know, stuff to talk about in streams. But for the next about an hour and a half, or maybe even an hour, we're going to talk about the World Cup, and I'm going to give my thoughts and reactions to the Spain versus Argentina game. I'm also going to figure out what the hell AET means, because extra time is ET. Where'd the A come from? What does the A mean? No, I say that jokingly, but let's get into it. I'm glad you guys are here. This is GVS. I'm your host, Vav. So let's get into it. And just from the rip, super impressed with Spain. And I'm not going to lie, I was not on their side for this whole tournament. I believe my total tally goes now to 0-3 with my record against Spain. So let that be a telltale of predictions when I'm making my predictions. Don't listen to me or my ball knowledge, because I went 0 for 3. What else are we going to do in this stream? Yeah, we'll talk about the World Cup. We'll give my thoughts on that. If you guys enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps the channel, and it helps the channel grow. But then afterwards, because this is what I was thinking while we yap a little bit, talk about the World Cup, what I saw, my thoughts and impressions on it. What I was thinking about doing is we can get a list as well going here. Let me think about opening up a Word. Can we wait? Do we have Excel? Like a spreadsheet? We do have Excel. We can open up an Excel worksheet. Ooh, we can do a blank one. Let's do just a blank one. Actually, no. We'll open up Word. Yeah, we'll open up a Word. And we'll, yeah, let's open up Word. Oh, yeah. We'll work on this later. Here, let me minimize it. Because this is what I was thinking. If you'll sit with me here for a minute after we go over the game, because truthfully, the game summary can be done in 10 minutes, and it's like, there you go. Because this was a 1-0 game. But what I wanted to do also was I wanted to go around and we can look through the World Cup bracket. And what I thought would be kind of fun would be to, oh, I like that. That's pretty fun. FIFA World Cup champs. That's pretty fun. That's a pretty fun sight to see. What I was thinking about was we could go through from the round of 32 into the round of 16 and all the way down. We can go over some of the best games in the tournament. We can look at knockout rounds, and then we can look at group stage if we want, because truthfully, and this is just me being honest, this England-Argentina game was arguably 1A and 1B with France and England the other day. Because like people were joking about how can the final just be what France and England was, because it was a 10-goal game, super fun, super entertaining. Really weird too, because half of the players were playing one half and then the other half, anyways. But like, this kind of felt like just 1-0 games are kind of, I don't know. So there's a little bit of disappointing, a little, but we'll get into it. We'll get into it. But look at this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I went 0-4. Oh my gosh, I went 0-4 against Spain. Okay, yikes, yikes! I did not pick them once in all of those matchups. Yikes. Okay, we'll look at that. We'll look at that later. Anyways. So, enough of me yapping. Let's get into the stream. Glad you guys are here. But then after here's what I was thinking of doing, is after we get done, we'll go over the World Cup. We can look and write down some games. For example, it was a good game. We put USA versus Belgium. And this is in no particular order as well either. Oh, but when they're on XL, can you move? Hold on, maybe we might need to, don't save. Maybe we might need to do an Excel worksheet, because here's why. Because I think when it's in Excel, I think you can move it around. Let's go like right here. USA versus Belgium. Alright. And then I think you can, see, you can move it around. Look at that. Okay, we'll move that one right there. So that's one. Alright. But whoa, wrong button. Wrong button. How you guys doing? How you doing? Whoops, wrong button. We're new to this. We're professionals here. We're professionals here in this establishment. Alright. What's this freaking out about? Is this working? Guys, is the stream coming through good? I don't know if the stream's coming through good. Is the stream freaking out on YouTube? The other thing too is, it's been storming lately here. So that could be could be an issue, maybe. But if it's working good, then it's working good. Anyways, whatever. We'll keep going. Let's close out of that. Yeah, we'll get into the brackets. We'll look at that. But other than that, let's go now to the final. Let's talk about the final. We'll talk about Torres's goal in the 106th. We'll talk about the red card, because oh boy howdy, the red card. I have some thoughts and opinions on the red card. And if I'm not mistaken, let me pull this over here. So we have that, and then here's one more. at the stats. Highlights popped up. Can you even find 21 minutes worth of highlights in this game? That's my question. Is there even 21 minutes worth of highlights in this game? Alright, we'll start right here. There's Fabio. Okay, here's one of the first. Here's one of the first ones. Oh my gosh, and this fast forward all the way to the 90th. We're in the 90th minute right here. As we sit here and look at this. Okay. Yoink. Here we go. Alright. First things first, to address... Hold on, how's the audio sounding too? Are we good on audio? Yoink. Okay, the audio sounds fine. So that was another thing that I was looking at was, is the audio going to be a problem? Sometimes the audio has been a problem. But if it's working fine, then there's no reason to be pissed. All right, lock it in. Here we go. Oh, let's switch that around. Okay, first things first to talk about in this game and in just this game alone. So this was the Yamal look. He had a look. This was his save. So there was a free kick here. And just the way that they were talking and just where we were sitting within the game. This is kind of something that I brought up in yesterday's stream and last night's stream, kind of like the calm before the storm on what this game could have been. Is I was talking because what started the conversation was I was talking about France's new head coach and how I could see in the next World Cup or the World Cup after that, I could see France against Italy, and it's like his redemption arc of like him winning the World Cup and like that full circle moment, because all this week has been leading up to this final today was full circle moment, because of the infamous baby photo of Lamine Yamal and Lionel Messi from all those years ago. And how I set the stage was I was like, watch this be like a 1-1 game going into extra time or a 2-2 game going into extra time. And it's like, if we want to go by that storybook ending, it's like I can already see it happening where Lamine has the last shot, Messi just missed his point extra or something, and then it comes down to the 19-year-old and boom, he puts it through and they win it. And that is not how the game ended up going. That was just kind of like a dumb prediction I threw out there. But the way, I am telling you what, the way that they were setting it up on the broadcast, I mean, I speak Spanish here and there, but like, it's almost as if I just understood because you knew what he was talking about. Like just the way that they set it up. And the other thing too is this ref came in, moved him around, then he went out. Then he came back in and moved him around and then went out. But like the setup and the payoff to what this was, it would have been absolutely legendary if this went in, because it's like, who does that? Who, like, as far as I'm concerned, the last 19-year-old that put icing on the cake on a World Cup final was Mbappe against Croatia. He put the finishing touches on it. They went up 4-1. But like last World Cup, no, there was nothing like that. I'm thinking back to 14 with Gvs, you know, kind of around the same, not the same time, but like around the same feeling of it was late into the game, but it was in extra time as well. So just the way that it was setting up going for this, it's like, oh geez. And like that, just that story of, okay, here we go, this is where they bank it in. And then there was the save. Argentina's goalkeeper played out of his mind. Yeah, let's close out of that. And the other thing too, which this is kind of fitting as well. Here's another save that he had. He had 11 freaking saves in this game. Here's another one. What's this one about? What are they arguing about here? No. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Yeah. Like, look at this. This pushes it in. Look at the box, man. Look how stacked the box is. We got Fabio right here. Like, no one's blocking him. We kind of got a little bit of a block here. Just, like, dude, this just, oh my gosh. But again, with the amount of, like how he just sat and then he died. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. But, no, the amount of saves that Argentina had, it was ridiculous. Which I think one of the funniest memes that I saw. Here, let me pull it up. Let me show you. Look at this. So yeah, that was the first meme that I saw upon opening social media. Look at these stats here. 20 shots compared to 3. I got a screenshot here so we can list off some stats. 20 shots compared to 3. Shots on target, 11. So, yeah, Emiliano had 11 saves, which is ridiculous. What else? Possession favors Spain 68% to 32. Because this whole game, the way you watched it, yeah, Spain, it was on Argentina's side the whole time. Which, in fact, let's pull it up here. Go back to the bracket. Go down to get out of my way. Where's our little fun stat graph here? Guys, tell me, real quick, chat, tell me where the blue is. Tell me where you guys see the blue. Oh, you don't see it till the very... Oh, here, let me widen out a little bit. Whoops. You tell me you don't see it till the very end? We have a little bit of right here before halftime. We got a couple yellow cards. But not until the very end after the goal did Argentina. Like, I don't know what it was. I don't know. And if anything from the 2010 final, the only thing that I can kind of really remember from the 2010 final after Argentina lost that one, I remember being super sad. But B, the other thing that I remember is both teams, it was kind of like this, where neither team, I don't think, well, how many shots on goal did Germany, let's look it up. Germany versus Argentina stats 2014. I don't think Germany had possession, 60-40 total shots. See, even Germany had 10 shots. Argentina shots on target 5-2. Okay, so there were a couple like this has to be like this one was heartbreaking. This one was heartbreaking, but this one was just disappointing. Disappointing in the way of, like, I don't know, what were some other things? Yeah. Let me pull up the stats again. Dude, can you pull up the stats here? Yeah, 20 shots. So that's 10 more shots than, so they doubled their shots, and they also doubled their shots on goal. Because, well, Argentina had 3, Germany had 5. Spain had 11. Because that's the other thing, too, that kind of gets lost in translation, is Martinez set the record for saves, which me personally, either give it to Torres or Martinez for the man of the match. They give it to Torres because obviously he had the golden goal. But 11 saves, 11 freaking saves. You can't, and that's the other funny thing about this as well, is I'm just gonna count the peaks here. There's one peak right there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This game easily, and it would have left a bitter taste. There probably would have been a lot more fights at the very end of the game. If you guys know what I'm talking about. Spain could have blown Argentina out of the water. Like, that's like, if you don't have as many clutch saves as there were, because there were a couple that were kind of like, okay, this is silly. Like, look at like this one on the goal line when he's sitting on the goal line, and then okay, that one's a little silly. But like, there were others where, oh bro, the amount of saves was crazy. Okay, possession favored Spain 68 to 32%. Passes doubled. Look at this. 803 passes to 445. Pass accuracy 90% to 78%. Fouls were pretty even at 21 and 24. Yellow cards and red cards both favored Argentina. 5 yellows and 1 red. Like, just the amount of sheer domination that Spain had for this game against Argentina. It was wild. What's the other thing that I was... Yeah. Oh, the Cowboys are playing in Rio? Uh-oh. You know what that means? That means they're going to the Super Bowl, man. Last team that started in Brazil went to the Super Bowl. Anybody remember the Eagles? No, I'm teasing. But no, the amount of shots, the amount of saves. Let's fast forward here to, where's the red? There's the shot, and then there was like the reaction from the old group. Oh, it's gonna play an ad. Hold on. Well, once it plays, they call Argentina 007. 0 shots, 0 goals, 7 cards. That's funny. Alright, yeah. Here's one. Here's one of the miraculous saves. Okay, so we have a header redirect that on a lot of other keepers within this tournament, that's going in. Like a missed timing, of, the jump location, wrong hand placements, that's in the back of the net. Holland had the most header goals. I think Norway also had the most header goals in this whole tournament. Like any other day, any other game, that's going in the back of the net. But here at the final, nope, that's a save. So that was one of the crazy saves. Where is the... Oh my... Another one? Back to back? Alright, fine. Unreal. Unreal. Like, come on. Okay, there's them celebrating after the goal. Okay, where's the one touch? It was so good. Such a crazy redirect. And the fact too that it almost went out of bounds. That's the other thing too. It almost went out of bounds. This was a good chance too. This was the only chance that Argentina had all day, but it sailed over the top of the bar. It almost felt like they were double teaming Messi the whole game. Wait, right here. Here's this angle. So yeah, he saves it from going out of bounds, and he heads it backwards. This guy's out of alignment. He was blocking him, so it's not his fault. He's just there to cue it up, and then boom. Back of the net. Goal. If you're a post in the corner. Oh, wait. Whoops. Whoops. Sorry, you guys don't see it. If you're a post in the corner, you're not safe here. Wham! Just took that thing out. No, it was crazy. It was freaking crazy. Where's the other? Messi had one look, but then it got blocked. He was chilling somewhere here, like right here. He was getting ready to shoot it with his left, but then it got blocked by one of these guys. I can't. Yeah, they might have. I don't think they would have cut it out of the highlight reel, but it was his only shot. And it didn't even show up on the stat sheet. Where is the other? Oh, you know what they also had too that they called back? This right here. So here's the second goal that technically. Okay. I don't know about you. I wouldn't have. Technically, here's the other funny thing too. Counting the goals called back, technically Spain won 3-0. That's how crazy this game was. The only reason why, because without VAR, they wouldn't have called it. They would have just let it play out. But someone buzzed because, like, his hand, the pinky of his hand, like, take his hand and, you know, barely offsides. Which I think it would be a fun strategy, and it'd actually be super smart, but you gotta time it right. If you're the defense, don't move. Because if they get in front of you, technically it would be seen as an offsides. So it's like, yeah, don't move. Don't move. Don't play on the possession, because it would, like, forward momentum of whatever, yada yada, would put it in the situation of no, play on. But if you just stand there and then they go ahead, it's offside every time. Anyways, that was something stupid I was thinking about. Anyways, he had a breakaway, and then he's like, you know what? I want to. And so then, I mean, he's not blocking this, you know. Well, he did block his against France. But yeah, just wide open. Slices it in. But the ref was super quick to be like, no, offsides. Penal. Falta. But, you know, hey, shout out to... Hold on, where's his face? Yeah, this is kind of a good look. Shout out to Ludwig, though, man, for scoring a goal. Which, in fact, where's the other angle? Yeah, shout out to KSI and Ludwig for winning Spain their first World Cup in 16 years. So, shout out. GG's, man. GG's. Glad they could take time away from Streamer University to come win a World Cup. Put Spain back on the map after 16 years. GG's, man. GG's. Your club will remember you. Alright. Enough of me yapping. I needed that little swig here. What else? Should we talk about the fight? Let's talk about the fight. Well, first let's talk about Messi too. The other thing too, oh my gosh. Hey. I should know better. This is what it's going to be like in the football season too. Like, football season, you know for a damn fact they run ads, which is so... Anyways, I feel bad for Messi. Because here's the other thing too, is this is his second one that he's lost. Now, will it affect his legacy at all? No. Because that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about during this stream as well too, that has kind of taken me a little bit by surprise, is the amount of, not hatred, but like, wow, there was a lot of venom right after the World Cup final. Like, there were so many, like, the memes of like hate watching Argentina or just like, no, people hate Messi. Like they hate him with a passion. And I think it's kind of funny, probably because of that side. And it's not just Ronaldo fans, but like, and I wouldn't accuse it of being Ronaldo fans anyway, but just that side of like NFL Twitter or NBA Twitter where it's like, oh, LeBron lost. Look at all these people coming out in droves of like, or, you know, the Chiefs lose. Dude, after the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl, it was pretty fun to sit in those comment sections and just read and just read and read. And I might make a video of the only team that I can compare this Argentina team to is the Chiefs. And it sounds crazy, but listen to like my thought process. Because after the first goal happened, this is kind of the thought process that I had with it, and let me explain why. We saw the bracket, we saw what the top side was, we saw what the bottom side was. You put Spain on the west, put Argentina on the east side of the bracket. We saw how it played out. We saw who Spain had to get through to get to the final. They went through France, Belgium, Portugal. How the hell am I forgetting Portugal? Sorry. Portugal, Austria, Uruguay, Cape Verde, even though it was a draw. But now we kind of saw how good Cape Verde was. So they went through all these teams. And, I mean, if you want to throw... No, that's 32 Austria, 16 Portugal, 8 Belgium, Final 4 France, Final Spain. I mean Argentina. Okay, no, that's versus, you look at Argentina's side, Cape Verde, Egypt, Switzerland, England. Now, all those games, you look at it on paper and like you take the context of the games and what the games were, you take it away. Yeah, Argentina should beat every single team. But then you look at Spain versus France where it's like, this game could go either way. And so kind of like by that metric, why I compared it sort of to the Chiefs in Super Bowl 59 in that season is, you want to talk about luck, you want to talk about the refs bailing them out and everything. The whole big concluding thought is exposed. Argentina got exposed today. Now, the other thing, not only did they get exposed today, the other thing that I noticed is there are a lot of saves. A lot of freaking saves. And this game could have gone either way. But you saw how the Chiefs played in that regular season where they're beating the Ravens because by this much, there's a foot out of bounds. You know, and so they go 1-0. They're winning games because there's a blocked field goal at the end. They're winning games because there's a no hold call. They're winning games because there's a controversial first down. There's winning games. Like all these games stacking, all these wins, whether you want to call it hate watch or whatever, but like you have the Chiefs getting to their, at that point, 4th straight Super Bowl, or 4 out of the last 5 years, something like that. Going for the 3-peat, and then a lot of people called it luck up until that point because a lot of people were rooting for the Bills to get there. Anyways, you have the Chiefs who haven't really had a quality win under their belt in the postseason, kind of got by on luck, and then you compare it kind of same with this Argentina team where it's like, wow. The kind of same thing, got by on luck. But I don't think it was luck, though. Like, I do genuinely think that Cape Verde, after they tied it 2-2, you could feel it. You could feel the tenseness of, like, oh, shit, they're going to blow this. And just, like, the amount of... Yeah, that's the only comparison that I could kind of, like, think of. Because I was trying to think of, like, where other... Because, like, there's a level of disappointment and sadness of, like, damn, I was rooting for Argentina. But, like, trying to compare it to who else in a final. I mean, you could kind of compare it if you want. You could compare it to the Patriots as well from this past Super Bowl, where Patriots kind of skipped on by, and then, oh, here comes the Seahawks defense. Because that is one comparable in all of these championships that I've seen this year is defense. Defense wins championships. And we've heard that old adage before of, you know, hey, defense wins championships. The best offense is a good defense. But let's go to the top of the year. Well, Indiana beat Miami with their defense, yes, but also, like, they did have a pretty good offense. Mendoza was a dog. But how did the Seahawks win the Super Bowl? Defense. How did Venezuela win the World Baseball Classic against Team USA? Defense. Pitching. The only player that showed up batting-wise was Bryce Harper for Team America. Everybody else, 0 for 2. Ground out, strikeout. 1 for 3, 0 for 3, 0 for 4, 1 for 2. Ground out. Then we have Harper's home run. But other than that, hot bats got cold, and it was defense. And then you go to the gold medal game. Team USA against Canada. Defense. Connor Hellebuck is why. Yeah, Connor Hellebuck is, because you can also go, well, what about, you know, Hughes' goal? Yes, but at the same time, like, how many, same with Martinez in this, with how many saves he had for Argentina. Spain's goalkeeper won the Golden Glove, Simon. He won the Golden Glove. He only had to face one shot this whole game. And I wonder how many... He had to have faced more shots against France. No? He had to have. But, no, just the defense of Hellebuck and how many stops and saves they had against Team Canada, because Team Canada was shooting the puck a lot. There were a couple missed shots, too, like McKinnon's. There was other things like Crosby. Crosby didn't play. He was injured. But, like, you go that, then you roll into Michigan's defense against UConn, and UConn getting cold and not shooting well. You fast forward, you go look at not New York's defense per se in the Knicks versus Spurs, but their defense and terrible shooting by the Spurs in Game 4 alone that helped them with the miraculous comeback to go up 3-1. But then also, yeah, their defense was pretty locked down in the fourth quarters. In all the fourth quarters, in every single game of every single series, like against the Sixers, against the Cavs, against the Spurs. Their defense was pretty good. Now, their opposition would still score, but it's the difference of, hey, we're going to outscore you 40 buckets to 10. Like, we will outscore you in the fourth quarter by tremendous amounts, because defense and terrible shot selection. And then you go to Carolina, man, defense put up a big old goose egg and shut Vegas out. Vegas had chances, Vegas had looks, they missed. Their goaltending got hot there after the sub. And so that's kind of like I know this is a long-winded part of me ranting, but that was something that I was kind of, the one prediction yesterday that I was making that I'm a little like, hell yeah. Kind of happy that I was right about was 1-0. I did talk about, I roll the clip, roll that beautiful bean footage. If we go back to yesterday, I said if Argentina wins, it's not going to be them blowing out Spain 2-0, you know, and Argentina's pitching a shutout. If Argentina wins and they score 3 goals, it would be because Spain scored 2. There wouldn't be this blowout like how Argentina pulled away from Switzerland at the very end of the game, or a 2-1 victory, because again, Spain hasn't given up that many goals. So if they're, because everybody was talking, oh, 3-2. Yeah, game's going to be 3-2. 3-2. Yeah. Messi's going to have a hat trick. It's going to be 3-2. Argentina's going back to back. I didn't see that. I didn't see that that would be a possibility, because it's like, Spain's only given up 1 goal, so this could probably be a very low-scoring 2-1 game, or 1-1 and we go into penalty kicks again, which was very, very reasonable. But yeah, one prediction that I made the other day that I was like, oh, damn, look at me go, was I said if Spain wins, it's going to be low scoring 1-0, 1-1, and they go into PKs. And like the fact that, bam, I hit that nail on the head. Go look at it. Go look at yesterday's stream before I did gaming and all that. Clip it. There's a section where I talk about the World Cup, and I talk about like the passing of the torch, and then I get into a rant about the NFL and turf and all that. But before that, go clip it. I give my thoughts and reactions to how this game could potentially roll out. And one score that I was leaning on heavily was 1-0, because Argentina winning 1-0 didn't look right or sound right to me, because it's like, we've seen with Argentina scoring within this tournament, when they score again. Their goals come in bunches, kind of like how, let's compare it to the Knicks championship, or let's compare it to Carolina's. When Carolina would score goals, it would come in bunches in that Stanley Cup. Or when Brunson would turn on the Brunson burner and start sinking some threes, those threes would come in bunches. But of his threes, there'd be a brick 3 by Wemby on the other end, or something along those lines. But just when Argentina was playing Algeria and Jordan and Austria, like the fact that they blew Austria, both teams, Spain and Argentina blew Austria out, both of them. And then with their the Switzerland game especially, they ran away with it. And I think unfortunately ooh, is that it for Lionel Messi? Ooh, let me get to that. I don't think so. Short answer, no, but let me get to it. I think oh damn it, I lost my train of thought. Hold on, let me take a swig. Try to regain my thoughts here. Oh, what was I thinking of? What was I thinking of? Here, Messi, quick, tell me something. Messi, tell me something. What were you thinking of? No, the cameras being in Messi's face 24/7 right after they lost was super sad to see. Damn it. Oh, what was that thought that oh, it was on the tip of my tongue. Oh, it was scoring in bunches. Okay. No, it was scoring in bunches. And so with Argentina's, I'm not saying that Switzerland's defense got lazy or England's defense got lazy, because, I mean, yes, they did, but when Argentina scored against England, literally 4 minutes real time, okay, maybe about 10, because they scored, and you fast forward a little bit through the commercial break, and then they scored again. But, like, they scored in the pairs and in the bunches of, okay, we just tied the game, we're stunting on these hoes, and then all of a sudden, boom, Martinez back in the net, it's 2-1, and they win. Clump of goals. Down 2-0 against Egypt. Boom, clump of goals. Whole second half, 3 goals. Switzerland, we're up 1-0. They tie it, and we're sitting there like the Cape Verde game going, oh shit. 1-0. Right after the sweet hook shot, boom. Followed up, Martinez again like 5 minutes later, clump of goals. And so yeah, so Argentina winning 1-0, it didn't make sense to me. And to have Argentina run up the score and beat Spain like 4-2, 4-1, it just didn't make sense, because it's like, we've seen Spain play this whole tournament, and we've seen how they've played. We've seen that their defense, and that's something I kind of feel a little silly about for not watching and predicting, is I never wanted to bet against Messi and go, wow, yeah, okay, it's been a fun ride for now, and then all of a sudden just hop off the bandwagon. I was doubling down on no, I haven't been impressed with Spain. Now, once it's now all said and done, Spain broke a record. The only other team that had been this dominant defensively was Italy in 2006, where they only conceded 2 goals. One was a normal goal, and the other one was an own goal. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, let's go look this up. No, legit, let's go look it up. I believe it was, one was an own goal, and the other one was a penalty kick. Allowed 2006. It's got to be 2006. Italy disallowed goals. Italy allowed only 2 goals during the entire 2028 own goal and a penalty by Zidane in the World Cup final. See, again, that, hey, mark it down right now. 2034, Italy's playing France in the final. Mark it down right now. Right now, I can see it. But next year it's going to be Norway, Spain, or Norway, Portugal. I can also see Portugal getting to the World Cup next year. So with that being said, I'm glad we'll use that as a segue now to address the question: is that it for Lionel Messi? No, I don't actually think it is. I think it's kind of funny that people just kind of assume that this is it for I can't say the grade 8 because he's not number 8. He's number 10. The great 1, meaning like 1. No, but anyways, I'm being stupid. Here's why I don't think this is it for Lionel Messi. We have watched a lot of athletes continue to defy the odds of Father Time. Here's the thing, though. I'm a little skeptical on if Messi does come back for the 2034 games. If you want to go down the route of, well, they're going to rig it, of course they're going to rig it, and oh, blah, 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 which it's so funny to talk about, like, guys, if it was rigged. Now, there were a couple games where it's like, I don't know about that one, Butch. But, like, if it wasn't, like, if Messi was FIFA's princess, why is he crying? Why is he losing? You know what I mean? That's just me. But, I'd be really hard-pressed, not saying that I would doubt that Argentina could do it, because they proved a lot of people wrong. I had Argentina-Portugal in the final. Then after Portugal lost, I had a rematch of last year's in Argentina and France, and I was like, yeah, I could see that happening. I think the only team that's gone back-to-back is Italy? No. Brazil did it back in the 60s, but there was another team that did it in the 30s. It wasn't Uruguay, though. It had to be... Was it Germany? Was it Germany right before they went to the wars? It's something like that. Like, 2 teams have gone back-to-back. Brazil is one, and I believe the other one is either... It can't be France. France only has 2 World Cups. It's probably Germany. It's probably Germany. Anyways, point I'm trying to make here is I'd be very hard pressed. Do I think Lionel Messi comes back? Yes. But I'd be very hard pressed to see them just magically get to the final again for the third straight time and play Spain again in a rematch to get Messi another shot. I'd be really hard pressed because they're group play, sure. Line them up against Qatar, line them up against, like, in that group play, yeah, it's like, sure. Oh, who's in group play here? Well, we've got Argentina, Qatar, Haiti, and what was another, Curacao, because Curacao lost to Germany 7-1. It's like, wow, this is another easy group play. Sure, okay, line that up. But like with Argentina playing England, Argentina playing Spain, Argentina playing Portugal, I think they could beat Brazil. I think anybody can beat Brazil. But like it would be that kind of not passing of the torch, but like when Argentina played France in the knockout rounds and stuff, it could kind of be that situation where, oh, okay, in the round of 16 or in the quarterfinals, in the round of 8, guess what? We got that Argentina-Norway matchup, and boom, Norway's ready. Norway has a different kind of vendetta in these finals, and then Norway ends up knocking them out. And then Norway plays Spain in the semifinals. They beat them. And then we got like a rematch of Norway and England in the final or something, because on the top of the bracket, England went through Brazil or France or something like that. I don't know, like two teams that I definitely think will still be in the hunt and back. Like, oh, they ain't going anywhere. They'll be back. England and Norway. Like, I do think there could be a dip off with Spain, just because it's the competition of coming back and competing again. Like we saw it with Germany in the 2018 games. The France coming from winning the World Cup in 18 and then being runners-up in 2022, that's an anomaly. Like those, it's kind of super unique considering that World Cup wins past group play. This was the first time that Spain started winning games out of World Cup group play. Like you go to 2014, they won the group, but then they got knocked out. 2018, didn't even qualify. 2022, didn't even qualify for knockouts. Italy, throw it all the way back to Italy. What was the last games that Italy went to? It was either in the South Africa 2010 or in the Brazil in 2014. So you knock out Italy altogether, just wipe them off the board. So to sit here and be like, well, no, Spain's going to get back. Spain's the host nation. They're going to, they're going to run the table again, and they're going to find themselves back into the final again. It's like, yeah, that very well could happen, but like, look at the history of all the other teams as well. Like, it looks like it's supposed, like, yeah, they could, but like, they run into a Croatia, they run into the Netherlands. Like, the Netherlands team against that Spain team, I'd be very curious. I'd want to see that. Or if, like, let's say Argentina didn't have their comeback against England, you throw up a rematch in the Euros between England and Spain again, who's to say it doesn't go 2-1 the other way? Harry Kane has 2, Bellingham has 2, or they split 1-1 apiece. I don't know, but sorry, that's a random tangent. But back to the Messi thing. I think Messi will be back. Because I think like he's ignoring the social media side of it, because if you ask social media, he's the best. And oh my gosh, he's dominating everybody. He's on the top of his game. Like, yes, but like I didn't read into that propaganda of, oh, he's the best. It's like I can see what I'm watching. I can see him pull up from 60 feet away in the opening night. I can see that. Like, yeah, the dude was legit. And if you wanted to get into the weeds of it, I think he performed a hell of a lot better in this World Cup than the Qatar Cup. That's just me, because a lot of people, FIFA princess and getting into the nitty gritty of the stats, and it's like, Well, in the amount of games that he played, how many penalty kicks did he take? How many Zero this time around. And like, yeah, there are some glaring stats where it's like, well, what about that? Well, what about? Because like somebody else would take the foul and they'd be like, quick, Messi, go shoot the ball. Which that's hey, did we watch when as far as I know, it wasn't Ronaldo that got fouled when they were playing Croatia. Somebody else got fouled, but then Ronaldo ended up taking the penalty kick. Which Ronaldo also had a goal taken back before of kind of a, okay, whatever, kind of offsides call. That's just me. You take away the offsides goal for the whole tournament, all the results actually still stay the same. Funny enough. Except for the Portugal-Croatia game. Because Croatia did score more goals. They had 4. They had 4 taken back. But I don't think Croatia would have beat Spain. Well, no, they wouldn't have beat Spain. I can never see the U.S. men's soccer team even make it. As far as no way. There's no way. I think, and this is kind of like a funny stat that everybody's kind of taught. Well, not funny, haha, but along with the media of like reading into these World Cup games, what's the number one thing that people were talking about? Team USA. And Team USA is going to win the whole damn thing. We're the host country. Listen. I think Team USA is good. I think Team USA kind of overachieved this year, all things considered. Because, like, I hopped off the bandwagon of USA soccer. I never got on, but it got really loud. Like, really loud in 2017 when they did not qualify. That's just not qualifying. Can you imagine the expectations that Argentina has or Uruguay? I don't know if this report is real, but for example, Uruguay supposedly, again, is it real? Maybe. Uruguay didn't even have a flight home after they lost to Spain. Like, after they lost to Spain and got knocked out, supposedly the team plane didn't even show up. And they had to take commercial back to Uruguay. Don't know. I mean, is that factual? Maybe not. But like, if Team USA got blown out, even with Team USA getting blown out, we didn't leave them stranded up in Seattle where it's like, catch a bus, hippie. I just kind of think the expectations, like you look at Ronaldo retiring, and then Portugal had the expectations of winning the World Cup. And I think every single team coming into it, like England, Brazil, Argentina, France, yes, there are the expectations of like winning the world. But like, you ask Argentina, I would say diehard Argentina, they're disappointed. Like, they look at the score. It's different. Like, if Martinez isn't getting those saves, and like it's like boom header, the one that hit off the crossbar, and like Spain ends up winning 4-0. Okay, or the one goal that was an offsides by Torres isn't called back because Torres had a couple good looks. But like, okay, Spain won the World Cup 5-1 or 5-2 to Argentina. They'd be sad because it'd be like a blowout. They wouldn't look at that and be like disappointed. Like, it'd be more shocking because it's like, holy cow, we got our ass kicked. Like, look at Brazil against Germany. Yes, it was disappointing and it was sad, but it was also shocking. Holy cow, we lost 7-1. But then it's like, well, we lost to the team that ended up winning it all. But like, there was more of a shock than a disappointment of we lost to Germany 2-0. And I just kind of all the 48 teams that showed up, no, Uzbekistan isn't winning the whole thing. Colombia isn't winning the whole thing. New Zealand, same thing. Like, New Zealand's not going to be disappointed if they don't win the whole thing, because has New Zealand ever won it? Has any Asian country ever won the World Cup? No. Well, yeah, no, I don't think so. It's Europe or South America. But in the South America and of the South Americas, it's Argentina or Brazil. Uruguay, they won theirs over 60 years ago. They won the first one, and then they won one sometime in like the 60s, and they haven't since. England, who hasn't won theirs since 66, England has won a World Cup more recently than Uruguay. So it's Argentina and Brazil. But then you go over to Europe, it's stacked between France and Germany and Spain, and it's just a rotation of those three teams. And then we'll go over here into South America, but then we'll go back up, you know. And so I think the expectations of Team USA and them getting how far they did. They made jokes and they were like, "Oh, Team USA can win the whole damn thing." No, they can't. And when you look at foreign players, whether you're from Russia, Canada, China, South America, or the United States, if you want to play hockey, you come here, or you go to Canada. You know, you look at Team USA's hockey team and the amount of talent that's in the NHL. There are foreign leagues. There's the Russian Hockey League. There's Canadian Hockey Pro Leagues up in Canada. There's the European leagues as well, whether you're playing in Finland or Sweden. Like, there are professional leagues. But if you have talent, go look at just this year's draft prospects or the last handful of years for NHL draft prospects. Are any of them coming out of colleges here in the States? No. They're all foreign players. In basketball, what's been the most recent trend? Foreign players like Wembanyama coming here and playing here because foreign leagues, A, don't pay that much, and B, the publicity. Well, which maybe the money's good over there, can, like, with that demographic of, like, anyways. But, like, and it's also been said, if you don't make it here in the States, yeah, a lot of guys go play in different leagues overseas. But the point I'm trying to make is, when you have the talent to play hockey, guys come here. They come to this hemisphere and they play in the NHL. They want to put the Penguins jersey on. They want to put the not the Coyotes jersey in particular, but they want to play in the NHL. And then we collect that group of talent and then we spread it out, because some are, yes, Canadian, and some are, you know, here in the Americas. Like, you look, Sweden could have beat Team USA. Canada could have beat Team USA. Like, and that's not even including Russia. Russia didn't get to go. There's a fun hot take for you. Would Team USA have won the gold if Russia was playing? Probably not. Russia probably could have come in and just kicked everybody's ass, because they have a lot of good players too. But the point I'm trying to make is, with soccer, if you have talent here, look at Pulisic. You leave. You go to Europe. You go to South America. You play in other leagues, because soccer doesn't have it embedded here to play soccer. Baseball, same thing. You know, look at the amount of, I'll just use Shohei Ohtani, for example. Japanese born, comes here, plays with the Angels, comes up through the program leagues, and it's that kind of stuff. Versus soccer is backwards, where they probably know, because they've seen it, where, I mean, you listen to Harry Kane, he talked about it. I don't know if it was in like a podcast or an interview, but like, I think him and Wayne Rooney, or like him and Beckham, went up through the same like training academy. Because there's the thing that us as Americans kind of like don't understand, because we don't care about soccer as much as, like, okay, cool, it's like our fifth favorite sport. All right, you know, hey, catch us on a Saturday in the fall, you know, deep in the heart of the SEC, or when, you know, Miami's playing Notre Dame, and then you'll see how we really feel about sports. But like, Messi did the same thing. Left, went to Barcelona at a young age, went up through the training academy. It's like, that is embedded in them, okay? and that is embedded in the culture of what soccer is. You come here into the Americas, we don't give a shit. We don't even give, like, yeah, we kind of give a shit about club baseball, but it's like, how far is that going to take us? You know what I mean? How? Tell us really how far travel ball is going to take us. We're paying $500 a month, you know, we're paying $500 a month to go 0-8 that month with our 2 games on the weekends, and we lost every single damn one. But just the amount of talent, resources, effort, it's just not in our DNA, soccer-wise. It's not in our DNA. Well, you know, as far as we know, we're 16-0 when it comes to Super Bowls. We've won 100. How many now? 110 Stanley Cups, 60 something odd SEC championships. I'm being an ass, but like, yeah, America's sport right now for a little bit longer will be hockey, but mostly football. Like, dude, we're losing baseball. Baseball is not ingrained in our culture anymore as much. And if we're not careful, I'll keep on this note as well. If we're not careful, we're going to lose basketball here any day now too, because Wembanyama. Oh, let me get another swig. That felt good. Wembanyama is going to get a gold medal one of these years. Kind of like that fun, stupid, and it wasn't stupid, but I made a prediction after USA lost to Belgium. I was like, mark it down right now. In the next 10 years, we will win an international. And I was saying, in a gold medal, or a Copa America, or yes, the World Cup, we will win one of those in the next 15-ish years. Did I say 10? I don't think I said 10. I think I said 20. Did I say 30? I think I said 30 years. I either said like, yeah, 15 or 30 years. Or did I say 15 to 20? Because 10 doesn't sound right, because if it's just 10, it's like we have to win in 28 or 2030 or 2032. And it's like, that ain't happening, brother. That ain't happening. Because I think Messi's last hurrah could potentially be the Copa final. When Argentina takes down Colombia. See the originality? No originality there. I'm just going off of the previous winners. But yeah, there's just so much. Yeah, like if you have talent and you play soccer here in the Americas, you go play foreign. That's just how it is. And so, do I think Team USA in my lifetime? In my lifetime, like let's say I live to see 100 years old. In my lifetime, yes. Yes, I will probably see Team USA get past the second round. But it will be like, it'll have to be more of a destiny team of destiny teams. Like, they'll probably have to, and this sounds so terrible, because this is also the other loose thing that's been going on lately, is guys are playing with countries they want to instead of where they are nationally born. So there's a loophole. That's the loophole that'll help America win. Where it's like, you look and it's like, because they were joking, Messi lives in Miami. Why can't he play for Team USA? It'll be a loophole like that where it's like, you go look at their roster and it's like, well, you got a German, 2 Italians, and, you know, a Frenchman right there. There's your starting 4. And it's like, that's how they'll freaking win. There'll be like this weird loophole of like, wait, where were you born? Oh, you were born in Brazil, but you couldn't make it, so you can't, like, just something stupid like that. But I think and technically speaking, Team USA was 3rd place in either the first or the second games. And so in my lifetime, if I live to 100 years old, yes, I will probably see Team USA be a runner-up or a 4th place team or something where they get to the semifinals. That will happen. But for them to win the whole The whole no. But if they do, it'll be like when the Knicks won the championship times 100. Team USA's women's soccer is, oh yeah, oh, their women's soccer is so much better than their men's, so much, and that's not even up for debate because notice how where do those women play? Right here in America. They stay right here. And there's just so many, yeah, like those women's teams were good. It was either Spain or Japan. Those were, well, and Brazil. You gotta throw Brazil in the mix too. Those are the only 4 successful teams that I've seen from the women's side recently. Yeah, Spain, Brazil, Japan, and USA. And I believe in the tournament's history, I think only 5 or 6 teams have actually won it. And I think I listed 4 of the 6. But like you go over to the men's, it's like, here are the teams that I think are better than our U.S. men's team. Argentina, Spain, England, France, Morocco, Belgium, clearly, Senegal, Ghana, Norway. Did I say Brazil already? But if not, Brazil. Mexico and Canada, I'll draw it up 1-1. I think we could be pretty even with those. The Netherlands. There's 10 so far. Apparently Turkey. No. Germany. If Italy tried Italy. But Italy right now, no. We're better than Italy. We're better than Sweden. We're better than the Ivory Coast. We're better than like Paraguay. Portugal. Colombia. Yeah, that, like, what were we ranked? Like 20th? That 20th ranked by FIFA was accurate. It wasn't like a, we hate America, we gotta, no, there's just this, I don't know how to explain it. The only way I could explain it was how I rambled with the talent of, if you play good here, you stay here. That's the only way I could describe it. But anyways, I feel like I've rambled for a little bit. Let's check the chat one more time, and let's wrap up. And honestly, the other thing too, like, there is a level of disappointment too, because it's like, you know, I'm sad. I feel for Argentina as well, because I do like Messi. But if there was blame, oh yeah, China's soccer team could probably be same with, you know, and if while we're at it, you could throw in Japan. I think Japan. Well, actually, China. You got me on that one. China doesn't have a soccer team. Japan, though. Japan, yes. And South Korea, yes. Damn it, I fell for that one. That was funny. Yeah, China doesn't. China doesn't have a soccer team. Neither does Russia. Russia has a hockey team though, and they would kick Team USA's ass. Go look at the lineup, dude. You got Gino, Ovechkin. You can have Bobrovsky or Vasilevsky on net. You have, oh my gosh, you have Tarasenko, Artemi Panarin. Is Barkov? No, Barkov's Finnish. Oh, I went through Russian players after the. Yeah. Anyways. So that's the final, ladies and gentlemen. Duh. Is there anything else? It was a good final. It was a good final. It wasn't the best, but it was okay for what it was. It was, and I think kind of the reoccurring theme that we're noticing with some of these is because I was thinking about it too. Funny enough, Spain has a good team. Argentina has a great team though. Argentina has a damn good team. Just the problem is they did not play that good today. I also think Norway has a really good team too. But like you compare it, teams, does Portugal's team, are they as good as Spain's? No. Like Portugal has the star player. You look at Brazil. Does Brazil have a team? I mean, they got good goalkeeping. They got Vinny. They got Neymar whenever Neymar feels like playing. But Spain has a better team. Norway has a better team. So I just, yeah, the better team. I think the better team won today. And I also think Argentina's offense was not, they were not rolling at all. They could not get anything going the whole game. Their only shots came at the very end of the game. And I actually kind of forgot to, I didn't even mention because I kind of got distracted. That guy won like the Young Player Award. We'll talk about this, yeah, because then Pedri won like the golden something, the golden ball, which is like the best player. I will say this. Let's talk about the golden ball. Let's talk about the golden ball, the golden boot, and the golden glove. We're talking about best teams. Anyways, it's whatever. It's fine. I think. Oh damn. Well, it just the. We've seen it in some of the more recent championships, from basketball to college basketball to college baseball, or the World Baseball Classic or the Super Bowl. The better team wins. I'm starting to notice that. The more complete team wins. Let's talk about now, though. Here's another reason why I think Messi might come back. Not only for the chance and the opportunity to play again at another one, he's gotta get that record back from Mbappe and keep it a little longer, because that's what sucks too, and it kind of goes with the golden ball and it kind of goes hand in hand. Is Messi walked away with, technically yes, a silver medal, but he walked away from this final with nothing, unfortunately. Like, he had the record, was shattering the record, and then all of a sudden here comes Mbappe. And I think here's a hot take too that I have. Mbappe might very well be, like, if you want to just in a box, look at it in a box from the perspective of the World Cup, Mbappe might arguably, when it's all said and done, could be the best World Cup player ever when it's all said and done. Because throw the Copa, throw the Euros, throw everything else away from the years in between, but like just go from the World Cup. 22 goals in only 22 games played. He has already statistically outpaced Messi. He's caught Messi. He had a World Cup before Messi. Now, he also lost a World Cup to Messi, because both of those kind of go hand in hand. Like, he went through Messi to get his first, but then he lost his second to Messi. But the dude's 27. he could very well still play. I mean, in 4 years, he'll be 31, then 35, then 30, 39. So realistically, he could play in the next 3. If he wants to push it and play until his 40s, he could play in the next 4. But like, you look at Messi, if Messi's good to go, or if Ronaldo is good to go, who would be the national team to tell him no? Messi's good to go. He wants to play the final 20 minutes during the group play. What's Argentina going to do? Tell him no? And so that's also another reason why I think he might lace him back up. And also, with the fact that it's in Portugal, I think Ronaldo would show up and want to be there. But the Golden Boot, I think it should have... The Golden Boot, yes, should go to Mbappe because he did have 10 goals. He broke the record, and he has history being the only player that has 2 of those. And so he has the record for back-to-back. The other thing that was... For the young player, it going to Spain makes sense. Goalkeeper with the Golden Glove, it going to Spain, that makes sense. They only allowed 1 goal. That was the right choice. Now, the Golden Ball, I think if it doesn't go... I think it should have gone to Messi. And if I'm being real, the Golden Ball and the Golden Boot should have gone to Mbappe. I mean, how can you not? I get where you give it to the best player on Spain's team, and Spain was the victors of the whole tournament. So I see how, them winning 3 out of the 4 major trophies at the World Cup. I see that, and from that point of view, it does make sense. But you compare him to even Erling Haaland. I think Haaland had, of all... Throw Messi aside, throw Mbappe aside. If you want to go just like strictly, like I think Haaland had a better tournament than, like Neymar obviously, but Modric, Ronaldo, Dembele, Yamal, Kane, Bellingham, Erling Haaland had a better tournament than all of them. And I would just... Yeah, if you didn't give it to Messi, I would have probably given it to him. Just because, like, Norway made it as far as they did because of Haaland. Let's also put that into perspective as well. If Messi's not on this Argentina team, they're not making the final. Now, did he have a goal against England? No, but he did have the assist that gave him the win. Did he have a goal against Switzerland? Also no, but he did have an assist in the win. So, like, if you want to just put it solely on him of like, well, if we go, if he goes, sure. But, like, look at Portugal. All the games that they lost in this tournament alone, how many goals did Ronaldo have in those losses? And you look at Norway. Who was the team leader in goal scores for Norway? Holland. So I would look at the Golden Ball as kind of like the MVP of the team. So okay, that makes sense on why I would go to Spain. But it should have gone to Messi. But anyways, all right. Enough of me yapping. That's my thoughts and reactions. Full, complete thoughts and reactions to this tournament, and what we saw. It was a good tournament. It was a fun tournament. It's sad that it's over because it's like, damn, for the last 6 weeks I've been a huge soccer fan and now I'm not. No. The other thing too, let's keep rambling. I know we're not gonna do this. We can do this in another stream. I know I had it queued up, but I've been getting into some, been going down excuse me, some rabbit holes of like giving my thoughts and reactions to the Spain and Argentina game, like that I just kind of got sidetracked and we didn't get to talk about best games. I think arguably the best game of the tournament, England versus Argentina. You don't need to watch a video, my video reaction if I ever make that video. You don't need to watch it. Like there's the spoiler. Because this final, I guess I can kind of close with these thoughts too. That France and Argentina final that happened 4 years ago, like that was arguably the best final. And like I think that's why it was so historic and cool at the same time too. Not with just how it played out, because here's the other thing too. It would have also been very historic, and it would have also been very historic and remembered too if France won it, because Argentina had the lead. Argentina was up 2-0. So you can look at it from that point of view. On Argentina blows a 2-0 lead, and then France goes back to back. You can look at it from that perspective and angle on, whoa, Argentina tied this damn thing 2-2, and they won it in PKs 2-2. Or they won it in extra time 3-2 after coming back down from 2-0. Or it's still 3-3, we go to PKs and they win it there. But just this game and that game, night and day difference. Like this game did not live up to the hype at all. This game was kind of boring. And again, with 3 shots on goal, and all, not even shots on goal, just shots. All of them were in extra time. Just Argentina. That's what's so sad about it, is just Argentina had no answers. Spain's defense was smothering them the whole game. Do we have the front flip here? Where's the front flip? Is this the... Oh yeah, here it is. We'll play that. Yeah, there it is. Look at this. Whee! Here's the thing. I do think he flopped a little bit, because there's the, when you jump into your trip. Did he? I mean, yeah, there's clear contact here, but just look how this is played too. Like, so they connect feet right here, and just watch the amount of boing, the amount of torque. The other funny thing too, I don't think this game was terribly officiated either, because you know for a damn fact that if Argentina ended up winning this one, we'll leave the freeze frame on this, because the funny thing too is he ended up injuring himself while trying to force the injury. That's the other funny thing, because the way he landed on his arm and like pinned his arm, but like he lands on his arm, but he hurts his arm, but he grabs at his leg, like, oh, my leg, you know, but which is hilarious. But if Argentina would have won it, they would have been crying about like terrible officiating and us versus refs. Because the other thing that I am actually impressed with the refs on them holding their whistle and swallowing it is, towards the very end of the game, there was a lot of this antics and fights and all that, but the amount of times we'll be running, we'll be looking up at the ball, and then all of a sudden we'll stop, and then we'll let the defend, like the amount of times that defenders would be trying to, like, oh, here I am, I'm gonna collect the ball, you know, with my leg, but then all of a sudden I just stop, and then I lean into the defenseman and draw a penalty, and then flop out and like land on my belly to try to draw a penalty for a free kick. Dude, the amount of times that happened this game was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. But yeah, it was just funny. So yeah, he lands on his arm. And so it's not like Ooh, my shoulder hurts. Goes immediately to... Yeah, immediately to... Ooh, my leg hurts. I don't think this blew the game for Argentina. I think Argentina lost this game. A, because he couldn't save everything. But B, shots on goal, man. When your offense is doing nothing, you're not winning games. Period. End of story. I don't think they have any highlights from the first half. I don't think they looked at anything. The other thing that was crazy too is the amount of here's what's crazy too is Spain needs to win one more and they have 3 World Cups, which is the same as Argentina. That'd be freaking crazy. You know what's also crazy too, and this is just me. Yeah, there was one chance. This one almost went in. No, that one got called back. There's the save. Yeah, just the amount of... Oh, he's Ferrand. Goal! The amount of bias, too. Here's the other thing, because we know the announcer, we know he's an Argentina fan. There was no bias like Fox, like, oh, well, nope. Called it a good game. Like, the funniest thing is to listen to a broadcast, like the national broadcasts, of like when the home team that they're rooting for scored, they're going, wow, they're, yelling up and down, versus if the other team scores, they'll be like, and England scored. And that's it. That's all they'll say. Other than that, it was a good game. Sorta. Like, it was a good game because it was a good game. See, yeah, look at this. It's trailing. It's going to go out of bounds. But he heads it back in. And then the rest was history. Literally. Like, history. Yep. You're probably wondering how I got in this situation. I think Messi knew also, like, after that goal. Because that's the other thing, too. Is after that goal happened, you could tell, okay, game's over. Like, you could feel it, because with how many shots and opportunities that Argentina was not taking, and how the first 105 minutes were, the writing was on the wall. The other funny thing, too, of connections of Spain and World Cups, 1-0. Both of them. 1-0. Both of them in extra time. The other thing, too, Argentina, 2 of their 3 were won in extra time and penalty kicks. So, there's parts of me where, okay, for the next 3, so Argentina, let's fast forward 30, 40 years from now, Argentina is going to have 6 World Cups. 4 of the 6 will be won in extra time or penalty kicks. That's kind of funny. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And last thing too. Let's talk about a couple more things. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, with here's the other reason why I think a lot of people are bought on the idea of this potentially being Messi's last is because this is the other connection that people are like, oh, it's so poetic, is Maradona, his last World Cup was also in the States, but he came off of, did he not come off of like kind of the same situation with Messi where you win one, you come back, and then you lose it? Was that not also his final World Cup as well? Let's double check. Before we look silly, let's check. Oh, never mind. Nope, never mind. Okay. All right, that's the. All right, never mind. Never mind. Did he win too? Yeah, he won too. Because I don't see any. Look at that. Does anybody see any stars? I don't. I don't see any stars. I did not know that he. I did not know. That's funny. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he got banned. I did not know that. I did not know that. Wait a minute. So, yeah, he's won too. Cause look, blue jerseys, white jersey. Yeah, he won too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think yeah, Messi's better though. That's hard though. Well, cause here's the other thing too, and this is just me, and I've thought this forever. I've had these thoughts. I've had these thoughts forever. Because it's the same argument with Super Bowls. Who has the most soccer Super Bowls? Pele. Pele has 3, which people have already debated about it. It's not getting touched. Nobody's winning 3, even with how good Mbappe is, or if Lamine Yamal winning his at 19, and with how young he is. Pele had 3. Nobody else has been able to do the same. So, now, I do think. Damn, that's crazy. I think this is the photo that people look at. Oh yeah, because there's Qatar. There's the Qatar flag. A lot of people look at this flag and like freak out and go, what the, because there's the Mexico flag because they won it in Mexico. But people were freaking out when they were like, oh my gosh, there's no freaking way Qatar flag's right next to again the people who live under a rock. I'm glad we from the 70s, I'm glad we all got away from the bloke shorts era, because my goodness, look at all that skin. Goodness. Look at oh my, yeah. Ain't nobody want to watch Austin Reeves play with trunks like that. No thank you. No thank you. Magic. Hey, Magic. No thank you. No thank you. Yep, the 90s and the 2000s definitely blessed the NBA. So cool. Such a cool photo. The 90s and the 2000s brought the swag and the baggy shorts. Ooh, here's a hot take to piss people off. This game never happened. And we'll end the stream right there. Everybody, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. No, I'm teasing. Get back in here. Yeah, I guess that's it. For the World Cup. Should I leave with? I'll leave with this. Future predictions. for next year's game. I'm leaning on Portugal. I'm leaning on Portugal, Spain, or Spain, Morocco. I'm leaning on one of those. I'm leaning on a host country getting to the final. Morocco's been knocking on the doorstep for a while. I'm also, because here's the thing too, and this is what's so funny, is for the last 5 World Cup games, EA has predicted, and they've like held their hat on, dude, we've predicted the last 5, and it's like, okay, did you predict the last 5 from 2006, or you predicted it coming into the tournament? Ah, see, I got you there. But because if from 2006 someone off the rip predicted it, yeah, we're gonna have Italy, and then we're gonna have Spain, and then we're gonna have Germany, and then we're gonna have, like, if someone did that, that would be impressive as shit. Like, seriously impressive as hell. But for the remainder, for the next 5, let me pull up an Excel spreadsheet here. No. Okay, this is me. This is me ripping it straight up off the dome. Okay. So we gotta go. Okay. 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 2042. Around 2046. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Here we go. Damn. Okay. Let's go. Oh, wait, not France. My bad. Portugal, Spain. My bad. Spain. Oh, no, I messed up. Ah, shit. Ah, I messed up. And then Portugal wins it in penalties. All right, 2034. Ooh, let me. England. Do I put England or Portugal? Give me France and England. It's like off the dome. Hell yeah, off the dome. Off the rip right here. You heard it here first, folks. Head to your local racetrack. Give them the money. All right. 2038. Oh, wait, we've already talked about this. Not France versus England. We've already talked about this. There's France versus Italy. Yep, we've already talked about this. All right, Norway versus Germany. By this time, we'll have like Messi's son or something. Let's just do 1-0. Something like that. We gotta have a 1-0 game somewhere in there. And then for the last one, it's like off the dome like that. Yes, off the dome. Let's throw Spain back in here. Should I have it Spain versus Germany or Spain versus Italy? Or we'll be back. It'll be back in the States in the 40s. Sure, let's leave it right there. Let's do. No, let's do. Yep. Boom, baby. Read it and weep. No, what's gonna be? Hold on, the 300th. Because this year, 250. Hold on. Oh my, in the 76? Okay. No, actually. So for the 300th, there we go. There's my prediction. Will we play China? Yeah, I don't know. That looks so ugly to look at. Oh. Hold on. Oh. Pull up. How was it? What? Now, how do I close that? Oh, settings. Okay, I thought my you know how sometimes my screen will dim down. Thought we were gonna do that, but no, we're good. All right, well, there we have it, people. Those are my predictions for the next 5, technically 6. Look, predicting 30 years between 46 and 76, I didn't know. Okay, I couldn't do that. So this is my version of EA's prediction for the next handful of World Cups. Handful. I think. You know what? I gotta throw Brazil in there. But where would we put Brazil? Could we put Brazil? Norway over Brazil? France, Norway, Germany, Brazil. Because I don't think Argentina is going to win one for a while. After Messi retires, it's going to be a while. One of the Asian teams are going to have to win, whether it's South Korea or Japan. Give me South Korea. Oh, actually, no. Hold on. England. Okay. Those are essentially for the next France, Norway, Germany, England. We gotta throw a South America team in there. It's Messi, man. Messi. I would do Ecuador. You could do Ecuador. Colombia, Brazil, Ecuador, and Argentina are the only South American team. Oh, Mexico. Hold on. Yeah, but Mexico hasn't made it even. I don't think in the history of Mexico they've never made it to the quarterfinals. I don't want to do it. But I gotta do it. Okay. So for the next potential 30-ish years, I know I have this fun little layout here where it's like, oh, Portugal's gonna win here, here, and here. Okay. But realistically speaking, for the next foreseeable future, because when you go down the list, hold on, where's my when you look at every ding ding ding, yippee, when you look at everybody who's won it, I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like 14 for the last 14 games. England's only won it once, and look at all these Germany's in here, look at all these Argentinas in here, Italy and Brazil. Like, that's why I'm saying for the next 50 years. That's why I'm saying potentially for the next 50 years, this could potentially be the lineup of World Cup champion winners, because you're going to have this Norway one is going to be Holland's. This France one is going to be either Mbappe's second one or maybe his third to tie Pele. Aren't Brazil and Germany tied at 4 apiece? So one of these are going to be Vinny's. But again, we all thought Neymar was going to win one. This one's going to be Harry Kane's, and I could actually see this one being won on the 100-year from the 66th. You know how like the Cubbies went all those years. This one could probably be won on the 25th anniversary of the Goetze. Well, but if it's on the 100th year, Harry Kane's not going to be on where it's like Harry Kane's grandkid or something like that. Norway's. This will be Holland's, so this one will be France. I'm gonna throw the USA in there because just hear me out. The rigged one. Yeah, one of these will be the one to break the tiebreaker, because I believe they both have 4. Yeah, they have 4. Oh, they have 5. Oh, okay. So we could look at this like the Cowboys. Germany's would be the 25th, 25th, and to tie Brazil, and Brazil's could be the tiebreaker. Okay, and that one could be their 6th, because like right now the Patriots and the Steelers are tied for Super Bowls. But with the Patriots, it's just Tom Brady. With the Steelers, it's just different eras. And then the France one, all I can think of is Mbappe's 2nd or 3rd. So potentially, if this plays out for the next 50 years, Portugal. Ronaldo's. Sure, we'll leave it with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dude, I have 7 already. So this, just by the stats alone, this is covering the next 28 years. This is covering the next 28 years. Damn. All right. We'll leave it at that. I got nothing much else. To say about this World Cup. It was fun. It was super fun. But we will we'll end the stream here. So people who are on the shorts end, I'll catch you guys in the next one. We're gonna have a hard out here. Peace. See you in the next one. Alright, now people. Wow, we've been streaming for 2 hours. Goodness.